Hey everybody, what's up? I've been playing some different games lately, so I'm not doing anything Parkitect right now. But one of those games is The Sims 4. I've been curious if this trick was possible for a while, and I just discovered how to do it, so I thought I would make a quick tutorial. I'm sure tutorials exist for things like this already, but maybe not in video format, whatever. I'm just going to make it anyway. Anyway, here's my Sim Waffle. He's going to help us out today. This is the default camera height when zoomed all the way in. You can see that it shows his entire body from head to almost feet, which is pretty useful. It's pretty convenient and well designed, because in The Sims 3 the default camera height was actually quite a bit lower, and when Sims were standing their heads got cut off, and when sitting it zoomed in almost to their feet. And that always bugged me, so I remember changing that, and I decided to see if you could change it in The Sims 4. I think it makes a little more sense for the camera to be higher, so that you can see the environment a little better and see your Sim's torso and more expressive body parts rather than a bunch of their legs. So let's take a look around the environment and see just how low the default camera is. It's about the height of a table at its lowest, which even in gameplay this camera always struck me as really low. I mean, you can go like this and make it higher and zoom out and everything, but I want to see if I can just make it taller in general, so that I can look at things from this perspective from the side and not have to go like this all the time just to get a good view of the environment. So what you need to do this is navigate to your Sims 4 game, bin, and res folder and open up camera.ini. Now this has a few different sections in it. Here we see simple. This is for the default Sims 4 style camera, I believe. I use the Sims 3 camera, so that is found under advanced. If you scroll down far enough, you will find advanced. And the specific value you want to change is target height, which is right here. It defaults to 1.05, and if we change it, we can actually see our changes in-game in real time. Please ignore the Wicked Whims prompt right there. I'm not going to click on it. Let's see, changing it to 1.55, I press Ctrl S, and the camera immediately rises. You can see it's a bit higher and it focuses on their chest and head, which I think is better for seeing them be expressive. But it is a little high. I'm not going to click the watch porn button either. It is a little high for a Sim who's sitting down. Again, this is zoomed in as far as possible. It's not bad, but it's kind of high. So let's try something in between. Let's do 1.35. That's a little better. I can see their entire torso, the top of their legs, and the camera's kind of focused on their head when they're sitting. It's a little bit high, but when they stand back up, you can see just how in between it really is. Now the camera's a little bit higher. It's higher than the table, enough to the point where the table doesn't get cold out, which looks a lot better. I mean, I can see the table from here now, which I should be able to in the first place. But you can change it in real time and see what you prefer, so you can get whatever you want. I'm sure there's an upper limit for this, but if you wanted to, for some reason, you could make it really high. And then, just like before, as long as you zoom out and move the camera around, you're still getting the same perspective as normal. It's just the default maximum height is higher. This is way too high for me because I can see the area above the walls, which, as I say that might not be so bad because it'll let you see the weather. I mean, I can see that it's nighttime and it's windy and it's fall right now, which I feel like a lot of times looking at the game like this, I lose perspective on what's going on outside, and if I zoom out, I'll be really surprised that it's raining or snowing. So maybe that's not so bad, but if I don't like it, I can always change it back. There's a lot of values in here to play with. I'm not sure what they all do. I want to try and find one that changes the minimum amount of zoom that you can do, so that if I were to track my Sim right here, I could zoom in farther than this, get closer to his head and torso. I'm not sure if that's in there or not. I feel like it's probably got to be. But if you change these files, remember to make a backup of this file before changing it, just in case. And it also gets deleted when you install a new patch, so you'll want to make a backup of your modified file too. But for now, that's all I have to show. And I'm going to leave with a cool little trick that I discovered. This here is the orthographic field of view setting. This basically changes the functions like a way a real... Bleh. Excuse me, of course, every video. This changes the settings the way a real camera works. With a real camera, when you are viewing a scene, you can change the way that objects are viewed in perspective. So you can actually do this with the free camera. If I move farther away and I zoom in, it's not going to work indoors, it's too close. If I go out here, if I go far away and I zoom in, here we go. You can see that the perspective of objects stops changing as much. I gotta go really far out. So things aren't overlapping as much as they should because the perspective is kind of modified here. Versus this where everything is at a different angle, and as I move, things move a lot more. Orthographic field of view changes that. If I set it to 50, check that out. This is the Sims 1 non-perspective camera right here. You can use it at any angle you want, although it looks a little odd, but this would be really cool for screenshots. And it's not, you can see here it doesn't function perfectly well because the game doesn't really understand where the camera is. See, it thinks it's in front of this planter when I move it right here, but it's not. You can still see the planter. But yeah, if you play like this, this is totally functional. This is the Sims 1 camera, just straight up. You zoom out the right distance and you get it angled properly, and you are playing the Sims 1 in the Sims 4, which I think is really cool. You can set it to different values just like anything else if you want, but 50 seems pretty good. I believe the maximum is 100, but as you change it, it just kind of changes the zoom level. And you just have to zoom out more to do it, which is bad because the farther you zoom out, the less audio you're going to hear because the game doesn't think the camera's as close as it is. But it does let you zoom in farther. And this is what Sims 1 would look like if you could zoom in another step further. But the game is totally playable like this. I think this looks really cool. And like I said, it would be amazing for screenshots, just to show off rooms, Sims 1 style. But that is all I have to show today. That part went on a little longer than I meant it to because I just got a little excited about it. I might be making more Sims 4 videos, but I'm not sure. I have no idea how the Sims 4 speed builders go through this catalog so quickly, like they know what they're doing. It takes me forever to find what I want and figure out how I want it. If I can figure out how they do one of those builds where it looks like they're basically pressing redo 1,000 times after pressing undo, I might do that, but I get the feeling those are kind of like a stop motion sort of thing, and that might actually be much, much harder, so I wouldn't be doing that. For now, sorry for the lack of normal content, but I'm playing Dragon's Dogma and Sims 4 right now, and I'm not really interested in recording either of those for the most part. But if I find any other neat tricks like this, I will be sure to share them. I will not keep them to myself. So thank you for watching, and I hope this helps somebody else out there enjoy the game a little bit more. Bye!